These gorgeous little furballs are Ivera, Ipegua, and Chiru. They are giant river otters, and their birth is fantastic news because giant river otters are endangered in the wild. But even more impressive is that thanks to the hard work of conservationists at rewilding Argentina, these pups are the first to be born in Argentina in around 40 years. I'm Jada Elcock, and this is your first chance to see. We'll be meeting Talia Zamboni in just a minute to find out more about her new friends, but first, here's everything you need to know about giant river otters. Giant river otters only live in South America, and they're the largest otter species in the world. They can grow to be over 6 feet long. They mostly live in slower-moving rivers like the Amazon, but they can also be found in smaller streams and lagoons. Otters are amazing swimmers and could easily leave any Olympic swimmer in their wake. Their powerful tails and webbed feet send them shooting through the water like furry missiles, and they can even close their ears and noses to keep the water out. These giant river otters are a chocolate brown color and have thick water-repellent fur. But did you know that every giant otter's white throat markings are unique, much like our fingerprints, and are used to recognize each other? They also live in large family groups, and everyone pitches in. The older brothers and sisters will even help raise their younger siblings. I hope you're as helpful around the house as these otters are.
But they can cause a bit of a racket, making a host of different types of sounds to communicate, some of which sound like high-pitched screams.
The bad news, though, is giant river otters are under threat all over South America. First, they were hunted almost to extinction for their fur. Then, a lot of their habitat was lost to make way for logging, farms, roads, and towns, and the rivers that they hunt in have been affected by pollution and fishing. There are only a few thousand left in South America and none at all in Argentina. Until now. So Talia, how did you know that the mother was pregnant?
She was usually seen swimming and walking around. She stayed rather inside the den, resting, so that was one sign.
And can you talk us through the birth?
We have 3 different dens. One of them was built by them, and we created 2 artificial ones. In one of them, we put a surveillance camera. We could record every minute, and we were kind of nervous because usually the first birth attempts are not successful, so we were just anxious to see whether these cubs could survive or not. But the mother did it really well, and she was very careful with them.
Are they blind when they're born?
Yes, the cubs are born blind 4 weeks until they start seeing. So in those weeks, they depend a lot on both parents, actually. They have to take care of them and also accommodate them so they can feed with the mother and not get hurt. They are very fragile.
And how soon is it before they start to swim?
The father, Coco, he took one of the cubs inside the den and he took it to the water. Immediately, the mother got really nervous, so she went and took it back to the den. That was the first attempt we saw. When they are around 1 month old, the mother started taking them to swim. They start training how to breathe, trying to dive, when we're around 2 months old.
How do the parents care for the pups?
These parents were unexperienced, so it was the first time they were taking care of the cubs. The mother was more careful since the beginning, and then the father started to learn how to take care of them, but they are very protective. They help each other.
Do the parents teach them how to hunt for fish, or is it just instinctive?
The cubs go with their parents to fish, and they can see how they do it. The parents fish and take the cubs small piece of fish so they could feed. The cubs started playing with those pieces, putting it in the water and searching for them. And that's the way they start training. And then they started catching their own fish, or maybe the parents give them almost dead fishes. I think it's a progress by observing the parents.
And what's the plan for fully releasing them into the wild?
We're waiting for the second litter to be born. In this way, we are hoping the cubs would help the parents to take care of the small ones. So they can form a large family group that could survive and help each other to take care and to fish and to defend.
So in the wild, otters form large family groups. Can you tell us about that?
The giant otters are usually very social animals, but in general, it's the same female that always reproduces and gives birth to cubs, and the rest of the family helps her to take care of the cubs. They start growing as a family group, the juveniles, may start looking for their own pair to start a new family group.
I gotta know, what's the best part about working with giant otters?
They are very playful, they are very sympathetic animals, so it's nice to stay hours watching them, how they swim, how they play, how they behave. With this project, we're hoping to recover not only the species, but also the role they have in freshwater ecosystems in Argentina, keeping a healthy ecosystem where everything is balanced. We have lost this role in other places of Argentina and other countries around.
Well, these pups are adorable. Hopefully, before long, giant river otters will be living, hunting, and raising more pups in the rivers and lakes of Argentina soon. Thanks for joining me on First Chance to See. Now let's take a look at those baby otters one last time.